Ricky Gervais, Steve Merchant and Karl Pilkington, welcome to the Hamish and Andy Show.
Hello. Hello.
Well, for our listeners, we should point out or kind of identify how this is working. I understand that you guys are all on separate phones. You're not huddled around the same one in London.
We're about 5 minutes down the road from each other, but we are in separate rooms, yeah.
Did you think we all live together like the monkeys?
A little bit.
Yeah, with one long toothbrush.
Kind of like the goodies equivalent of a toothbrush, yeah.
Exactly.
Well, we are very excited in Australia to be getting an idiot abroad for the first time. It starts Mondays on 8:30 p.m. Understand that you guys have essentially sent your mate, you guys being Steve and Ricky, your mate Karl, on a around-the-world trip to check out 7 wonders of the world because he's suitably unimpressed, he was.
He's a very small-minded little Englander. He never really travels very far. And we thought, get him out of his comfort zone. Maybe Ricky's motives were slightly different than mine.
Well, I wanted him to hate every minute of it for the viewing public's pleasure. Because I know that I can put Karl in any situation. And he comes up with the goods.
Yeah, well,
he's got an opinion on everything. It's usually misinformed. But I must say, now and again, just like true genius, he comes up with something that sounds like gobbledygook. But, you look into it, and he's very often got a point.
What would an example of that be? I'm not entirely sure I agree.
Okay, you put me on the spot. I don't know he's ever said anything clever.
Sort of feels nice in theory, though.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Karl, this is all sort of esoteric, this is scientific stuff. You've stood before these things, you've witnessed them. If there was such a thing as Wonder of the World Idol, what was the best Wonder of the World for you? Were you impressed by any of them?
I'll tell you what the problem is. It's straight away, it's the title of something. Saying it's a Wonder of the World adds an extra pressure. It's like if you go on the radio now and say, right, everyone, watch Idiot Abroad. It's a brilliant programme. 8:30, 1 HD, Monday. Yeah. People are going to go, oh, they said it was good. And they'll tune in, they'll be expecting it to be good.
Yeah.
So would you like the message to be?
What I'm saying is, just say it's on. Have a look at it. Make your own mind up.
Brilliant.
People like to do that. You don't
26 seconds of the ad to fill.
No, but do you know what I mean, though? And that was the problem. Some of the things I saw, some of the wonders of the world, the Taj Mahal in India, very nice. But part of that being nice is because of all the garbage around it. It's a nice place to escape from all the horrible stuff in India. In Brazil,
best house on the worst street.
The big Jesus thing on a hill, not that amazing, but the hill it's on is a great place to be up there and having a look out at Brazil.
So you think it gets in the way a bit? Does it? The big Jesus get in the way almost of the view? Just you standing behind a leg.
Well, a little bit. I mean, I don't know if it's important if you're religious or something. I'm not that religious, but
he's popular
the hill itself is great, but you don't even go in it. You can't go in his head and get a coffee or a steak.
Whereas at the pyramids, there's a world famous kiosk.
That's amazing. Oh, that's amazing.
You prefer it to be more Statue of Liberty-like.
I don't think they're making the most of their big Jesus.
Oh, yeah, you could have put a roller coaster around his crown.
Good gentlemen, we saw...
Yeah, or a bungee jump. Bungee jump for God.
Would you be able to walk all the way through him, Karl? Like you'd start at the feet, go up through the genital area, up through the heart.
That's what I thought it'd be like. Like they've done that with Statue of Liberty, haven't they?
They have. You're allowed to go inside. You can see.
That's exactly right. You can walk through the Statue of Liberty's genitals. It's a big draw. Bring us your huddled masses and see the Statue of Liberty's fanny. Perfect.
Guys, we got sent episode 1, and there's 2 questions. I like to direct them at Steve and Ricky here. They both start with the same thing. As executive producers, did you worry that the first thing Karl said when he arrived in China was, it's very Chinesey?
Well, the thing is, there was some sort of conspiracy theories that they always go off with these people, Karl is an actor called Graham that we invented, and we write the lines for him, which is obviously ridiculous.
Flattering.
He is a real person, and he's a bit racist, and we bully him. So, I mean, it's all mixed up. There was nothing remotely racist about anything Karl said. You've got to remember that Karl only says what he's thinking. He's not trying to be offensive. He says the first thing that comes in his head, this is why I knew the show would be good. Because you put him anywhere, and he says what he's thinking. There's no filter. There's no pretension. There's nothing, really. And the other thing is, Karl gets on with anyone. He will say what he thinks, and he treats everyone equally. Carl's the least racist person I know because he treats everyone equally.
Well, the beautiful thing about this show is you put Karl not just to see the wonders of the world, but also, I suppose, to face the difficulties of the culture surrounding that particular wonder of the world. In a way, the show could almost be called...
You've got to take Karl out of his comfort zone, and then it's comedy gold.
It's amazing.
This is a man who packs tea bags and sliced bread to go to Spain. You know?
These are places I never thought I'd be going to in my life. There's China might as well not exist. Because I had no reason or thought on going there. India, it might as well be on another planet. I was like, there's not a chance I'll ever go there. It looks horrible.
Tough for manufacturing.
So we've lost 2 billion people out of the world in that statement.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Yeah, approximately a third of the world.
I reckon if it didn't exist, we almost would have felt the wobble of the earth as 2 billion people vanished.
Yeah, if the Chinese and the Indians all jump at once, Karl, they're going to send a tidal wave to knock you over.
Well, the beautiful...
I heard about that.
What do you think about that, Karl? What do you think about that?
I mean, they haven't organised it yet, have they? I mean, if they can't get walls round toilets, they can't get them all to jump at the same time.
Good point. It's not as much of a threat as they first thought, is it?
To be fair to Karl, though, by definition, China is a bit Chinesey. Sure. I mean,
yeah.
Well, that's what I was worried about.
If any place is Chinesey, I think they'd be very disappointed if they didn't win the Chinesey award.
Anything that shows that his Chinese radar is finely tuned.
I didn't think it was a racist at all. I was just worried that Karl was going to go to Mexico next and go, it's very Mexican, and not really tell us much.
Surely it would be more offensive if Karl went to Japan and went, it's a bit Chinesey.
True, that's very
Surely that would be more offensive.
That would offend the Japanese.
Well, Karl, would you say after this experience that that travel is worthwhile? Do you think there has to be something that you know of beforehand to make you travel there, or would you be a fan of going? Are you more of a fan of completely going into the unknown?
A bit of both, because knowing stuff, my brain will be saying it's not going to be that good because it's been built up. But then not knowing, my brain is also saying, well, what's it going to be like? And my mind my mind is playing the role of Ricky and Steve. It's winding me up. It's saying it's going to be horrible. It never goes for the good news. It never goes for a good sort of idea.
Have you noticed
Karl,
how
there was in
Karl
brain and mind.
talks about himself and his brain and his mind as all different people?
There was 2 brains and 1 mind.
But I can't control it. That's doing what it's doing, and I have to go along with it.
Yeah.
Right.
There's no point. I try. I mean, Suzanne's always saying stop moaning. But if that's the way it is, if it's having a moan, I now enjoy moaning. I've learned to live with the fact that actually I'm happier when I'm moaning. I feel more alive. When I'm happy and I'm sat there and Suzanne's going, are you happy? And I go, I think so. She goes, why? I go, I don't know. Just nothing's moaning, but I don't like it. I like to have a moan.
Makes no sense at all.
No, it doesn't.
You're all over the place.
No, because my brain, I feel more alive. My heart pumps more when you're annoying me. Right? I talk faster. I feel like I'm living. Whereas if you just sat there with no worries, I don't know what life's about. You've got to moan. You've got to get annoyed. That's when I'm happy.
That's why he's a genius.
Only because that's what I feel.
Yep.
I mean, I don't want it all the time. You've got to have levels of annoyance, haven't you? Otherwise, you don't even know you're annoyed anymore.
Well,
Am I the most annoying thing in your life then?
You're up there.
Am I?
Well, Karl, what was the most annoying situation?
So in a way, I'm your favourite thing in the world then, aren't I? From what you just said.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, I suppose, if I can just control it a bit more, yeah.
Does that conversely mean that your partner, because she probably makes you the happiest, is the worst thing in your life?
There's a bit of truth in that.
And how much of that were you happy to say just because this is Australian radio and not going worldwide?
Gents, you guys all came together on long before An Idiot Abroad, which everyone's going to watch at 8:30 on Monday on 1. You guys were working a radio station together at XFM. Now, listeners of our show would know XFM because just recently...
Manchester XFM.
Yeah, had not stolen but repurposed a few of our segments. recycled them, reused them, and the people of Australia kind
Oh,
of...
what you mean? You don't mean played them out. You mean redid the comedy?
Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know if you've seen the film Gone in 60 Seconds, but pretty much.